name is Tzvi Lebetkin, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring that little bell. Ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop. So I wanted to pop up at the beginning of this video. Please do like, share, subscribe. That's super fantabby-dozy. I just want to pop up at the beginning of this video to talk about the main story in it. It goes on for quite some time. It's about still actor Nabil Shaban. And I think very, very, unequivocal, very open racism, right? You make your own mind up. I'm going to show you. You decide, right? I believe it's deeply anti-Semitic, but I think I should really come on at the beginning and say I don't want anybody to harass him or disadvantage him in any way. I'm not. Look, I've still got my copy. Well, over there. Where is it? I've still got my copy of Vengeance on Varus, which I bought 3 times, right? Same with Trial of the Time Lord. Same with this direct-to-video thing he did, which got very upset that I didn't like. Still in the Devil Seeds of Adron, whatever, and also the stuff and big. I'm not throwing any of that away. I like his performances still. I'm going to carry on watching it, enjoying it. Partly because I think it's going to annoy him. but partly because why? Guess for why? But really, honestly, nobody, please, I want to appeal to you, nobody engage with him, harass him, unless you can have a real genuine conversation, which I think that might be valuable. Secondly, I really want to say, I don't think he's intrinsically evil, all right? I don't think he's an evil, I actually quite the opposite. I think he's a deeply moral person, right? I think his worldview is evil. I think he is a moral person. I think he's a very passionately moral person. I think the problem is his passion and his morality has been captured by a racist narrative that's been, part of the world all my life, probably the last couple of thousand years. But I think he's been captured by this racist narrative. It's all that passion, right? And all that energy, all that morality has been turned 180 degrees in the opposite direction. And also, look, he comes from a different universe, a different time when saying, calling people Zionists as a slur, that's racist, mate. that is, before October 7th, I would say 85% of world Jewry, probably more, would identify, will say, yeah, I'm a Zionist, I think Israel's a good thing, probably more, but I'm going to lowball at 85. After October 7th, 98%. I mean, it's been a massive, so calling somebody, saying Zionist as a word you can interchange with Nazi is racist. It wouldn't be racist if that narrative was actually true. But I believe it not to be. Anyway, just I'm going to pop up again. It's in the middle because people have sent me stuff since I did this, and what can I say? Fascinating, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, let me hand over to me from last night. I'm going to give you a bit of a recap. All started just over a year ago, right? Just over a year ago, I was doing shorts. I really want to get back to doing the shorts, right? So I put out this short video saying happy birthday, literally, happy birthday to awesome Doctor Who villain Sil actor Nabil Shaban, right? And I think I was very nice to him. Happy birthday, Nabil Shaban. 70 years young day. Nabil Shaban, of course, played the character Sil. I would say invented the character Sil with Philip Martin in the mid-80s. He was in 85, in Vengeance on Varus, and in 86, what do you want to call it? Mind Warp or Trial of the Time Lord parts 5 to 8, I think. I think Mind Warp sounds better. Anyway, we love Sil. Sil's fantastic. Nabil Shaban's fantastic. If you want to check out a bit more Sil, he actually appeared more than once outside Doctor Who. He was in an independent production called Sil and the Devil Seeds of Adredor or Dragon, something along those lines. It's not very good. Avoid it. It really isn't very good. I hate to tell you. And again, I really wanted to like it. Avoid that one. Also avoid Mission to Magnus, one of the unmade scripts from season 23. Also absolutely awful. It's embarrassingly bad. It really is bad. You know what? The script is actually professionally put together, but it's so insanely sexist, right? It's so insanely sexist. It's like, oh God, it's go ahead and buy it. You go ahead and buy it and listen to it. It's on Big Finish, and you tell me. It's me being relatively sexist. I was embarrassed at how sexist it was. Right? It really is. But what is good is Antidote to Oblivion. That's the 6th Doctor and Flip on Big Finish. Go check that one out today. I think I was reasonably nice to him. he had a meltdown, right? So I spoke about this the other day, and it went in a strange place, right? It went in a strange place. So it started off over here. So as I found out later, he just got. I think he just got the news that they weren't making a sequel, right? It got turned down, and also, as it turns out, I think he doesn't like Jews. He calls them Zionists, right? But I think he doesn't like Jews. So let's just back this up a little bit. I find there is so much ignorance about anti-Semitism. Let me define it for you. Anti-Semitism always attacks the primary identification of Jews in the world, right? When Jews were mostly religious, it would attack the religion. When Jews stopped, one second. When Jews stopped, 1 second. Let's go do that. When Jews became more secular. 1 second. Then that's when Nazism came in with the like the genetic impurity, right? That was their. Now, why did it innovate? Because it needed to change to be able to capture all Jews. You want to get the majority of Jews. 1 second. Let's go write this message. Doing still story. Doink. Fine. There you go. Where are we up to? Fine. So it almost always involves a thing called blood libels, right? Blood libels are you should hate Jews because they do terrible things. They kidnap babies and they drain their blood to make their Passover matzahs, right? That's the archetypal thing, and people will believe it and they'll believe it, right? In fact, it's still the same today. Let me show you this video file. Is this the right one? I think this is it.
Suggests that many Palestinians support what happened that day. Is that accurate from what you talk to people in your neighborhood and your community?
Most people agree with having with the 7 October. 70% موافقين، فيش نقاش هذا فيها. ال 30% في قلبهم موافقين بس بيقدرش يعلنوا.
Are you part?
So I think he's correct. The vast majority of Palestinians think October 7th was a great thing. Oh, they are so happy about it. Not so much anymore.
Of the 70% or the 30%?
أنا من 101%.
So you more than 100% support it?
الشغلة مش إنه نأيد القتل مفهوم.
It's not that I support killing. There's one concept. Injustice has consequences. Now, here's the thing. He believes with what is the question that Savile doesn't dislike Jews? You're going to see. Okay, you're going to see, Mr. Jekyll and Hyde. Wait, you just wait there. It's not an opinion, right? It's a fact. He published it. It's not an opinion. There's one, which is why I wouldn't want to put anybody else in between this, because this is like you need to know about to have some idea about what's going on. Now, this guy believes in the myth of the Nakba, right? The Nakba was the 1948 war of independence for Israel, where we didn't all get destroyed, right? We didn't like our victory was not being completely wiped out by the vastly superior, much bigger Arab armies, right? They don't teach those battles in West Point or in '67 because we should all be dead, right? Many times, we should all be dead. But then, and this has only really grown up in the last 10, 15 years. There was a narrative that the reason that we won is because we were inhuman devil men that raped and murdered our way into victory, right? Basically did October 7th over and over and over and over again. And they all believe it. And all the Owen Joneses believe it. They just believe, and I don't, right? I don't because, frankly, people like Owen Jones, people like this, people like Nabil Shaban has this vision of Jews, has this vision of people who support Israel, which is basically every Jew, right? And it really is. It really, I mean, look, you always say, oh, Netanyahu's the worst ever. He's 10 points ahead of anybody else. I mean, like, and he's not overly popular. There's just nobody else. But literally, he's 10 points ahead of anybody else. If there was election day, he would win. He would win with a bigger majority. But this person believes in the Nakba, right? Believes it. So injustice has consequences. Now, we all, again, it's like dealing with idiots, spoiled, entitled children, right? So in 2005, Israel pulled out of Gaza completely. We uprooted thousands of people, families, right, communities, because the Arabs couldn't coexist with Jews, right? 1 second. Chris Williamson, who works for George Galloway's stuck on Twitter last week, saying the Labour Party is controlled by Zionists. No, it's not. We ran screaming, right? We ran screaming from the Labour Party under Corbyn, and didn't come back, frankly. Oh, I think Keir Starmer's bringing people back. Anyway, I digress. What was I saying? Believe it or not, So he says injustice has consequences. So he thinks October 7th was justified because of that. Oh yeah, we withdrew in 2005. We ethnically cleansed all Jews from the area, and basically Hamas took over straight after that, right? And then they said we're going to kill all the Jews, which is what they wanted. They're not they're not, what's the word, subtle about it. They really want to kill all the Jews, as we saw on October the 7th, right? As we hear, they all want to kill the Jews, right? They that's fine, October the 7th, because for them they believe they're righting an injustice. But this is the power of talking shit about other people, because it takes, what's wrong with it? It takes away your free will, which is your most precious thing in the world, all right? And in my worldview, because I think they say that man is made in the image of God, humanity is made in the image of God. What do they mean by that? It means we have free will, we can choose. Angels can't, but humans can, right? That's what makes humans unique. So, and it does, it takes away their free will. So they committed this massive injustice because they think they're writing injustice. So now we're responding, right? So injustice has consequences, he says.
نأيد القتل احنا مفهوم الشغله الظلم في له نتيجه هذا هو الظلم.
For killing, we have an Arab saying, who plants chickpeas will harvest chickpeas.
البزرع احنا عندنا مثل البزرع حمص بجنه حمص البزرع البزرع شوك.
Who will plant thorns will harvest thorns. This is the result. And now we're seeing the result of October 7th, right? And I believe there's a lot of, Gaza is, I think a lot of it devastated. I haven't been there. I don't know what the current situation is. But it's been flattened, right? I mean, not completely flattened. There's whole neighbors that are still fine. But it's been decimated, right? 30,000 people dead, according to Hamas. Probably means 10. But the reason I can't think it's 10 that low is because we killed, I think, 12,000 Hamas. So we can't have a civilian casualty rate that low. So that's exactly what's happening. You plant thorns, you harvest thorns. This is the result, right? So that's the mindset we're dealing with, right? That is absolutely the mindset. Whereas, so that mindset justifies things like this, which is, I think, horrific, right? I think any human being would think is horrific. Look at this.
We're standing there and going like this.
Yeah. So imagine this: you've just been kidnapped and seen everybody murdered, and devastation, and rape, right? And they take you as prisoner to the hospital. Which is, why are there so many hospitals in Gaza? Because they're Hamas bases, you schmucks. There's 4 or 5 hospitals in Israel. There's 32 in fucking Gaza. Why do you think? And they need somewhere to store their fucking rockets. So, yeah, they all cheered as she walked. Can you imagine how terrifying that is?
They were also happy that they came back with Israeli Jewish pray. although I told him I'm an American, but Jewish prey, like we.
Oh, that makes you more valuable. You probably weren't going to be raped and murdered then, but
We've captured our prey, and everybody's very happy about this.
The nurses were cheering?
Yeah.
Everybody was cheering, you dumb cunt. Everyone. Right. So anyway, let's get back to Nabil Shaban. So now you have an understanding what anti-Semitism is. Anti-Semitism is attacking the primary identification of Jews in the world, which is people in the state of Israel, and believing in and fostering what we call blood libels, right? So, when we say, it is anti-Semitic to say that Israel is perpetrating a genocide, the reason why that's anti-Semitic is because we're not. It wouldn't be anti-Semitic if we were perpetrating a genocide. Let me ask you, if I went to Nabil Shaban, right, and I said, Nabil Shaban, you are murdering babies, right? If he was murdering babies, it'll be fair to say. If he wasn't, and I put forward a narrative that he was, that will be grossly awful, wouldn't it? That would be a terrible, terrible, terrible thing to do. That is why. I mean, and the thing is, you can't. We'll go through it. But you can't really make that argument, and so if you're not sure about what you're saying, you should really, really not say anything. Anyway, so with that background, now he's got all this stuff in his timeline, which I didn't know at the time. So he posts this thing saying, "Oh my God, a damning review of my film, so on the Devil Sees a Rodor. Produced and directed by Keith Barnfather. I wonder if this negative review put Keith off doing the sequel. Vote Sill. It certainly would depress me." You're out. What? How many people watch this video? You're out your fucking mind. Something Doctor Who is happening on iPlayer tomorrow, apparently. Oh, okay. You're out your freaking mind. All right. But again, a Jew with. Did you see how gushing that video was? How nice it was, saying one thing negative. Ah! Right. So you have the timeline. Everybody goes, "Oh, how terrible! How disgusting! Oh no! How can they do it?" So we went over this the other day, and I took the piss out of it. So then, when I went over it, I published that as part of the video, calling it Nabil Shaban Rabbi Gate as a part of it. So again, this is all stuff that he initiated. We didn't need to talk. So he says, the great rabbi has awoken. I've always been awake. He heard the rumbles and published the video to, not sure what he was trying to say. Apologize. I'm not going to respond. I'll read you my response. Say it had nothing to do with him. It was imposter, not him. And saying how wonderful I was, but it all got me to the this is my response. So to Nabil Shaban, apologize for what exactly? I wished you a happy birthday a year ago and went through some of your post-Doctor Who appearances, still recommending some I liked and saying the ones that I thought were weaker, giving an honest review and being nothing but positive about you. I think we've all seen that's the case. Then, okay, by the way, you wait to see where this goes. Then, a year later, you have a hissy fit at a 12-month-old negative review. Dude, I bought the DVD. I paid for it, mate. I gave it an honest review. There was no hate coming from me at all. Frankly, I think you have a problem with Jews. And I do. I think that's what triggered him. Because you believe Hamas propaganda of the evil Jews' oppression of the poor Palestinian people, ignoring their leadership's utter refusal to live in peace with Jews these past 75 years, and the unhinged, murderous hatred of us. And that's all accurate, Nabil. That actually happened, mate. But I'm really glad that you responded, because boy, I like this forum to be able to respond to. And as a Jew, giving you a wildly positive and genuinely heartfelt birthday wishes, but also a negative review of a low-budget production triggered you. Honest reviews are part of your industry. If it's too much for you, and it is. A friend of mine described him as like a lovey actor who all have skins as thin as rice puddings, right? And I'm like, okay, that was 100% correct. If it's too much for you, then maybe a career change or retirement might be a good idea. right? So he responds, and it doesn't get better, right? It does not get better, his response. So sometimes you should follow Oscar Wilde's advice and keep your mouth shut and have everybody around you think you're a fool, than to open it and remove all doubt. Tzvi Lebetkin, sorry, it took me a year to discover you. I don't care that you took you a year. I'm not waiting on you to say it. I was just trying to be nice to you, you dumb cunt. It took me a year to discover you. I was just by chance came across it a few days, drawn in by happy birthday to the awesome Doctor Who villain Sil, actor Nabil Shaban. And that was all. That's exactly what it was. I would never have looked at it, as I've never read your reviews. I don't know, they're verbal. But it was because you wished me a happy birthday in my 70s. Okay, but then why did you need to have a hissy fit? But again, wait a minute. It's because you didn't get the sequel, right? And boy, will you see where he goes with this. Oh my God. It was only at the end of the year you made it clear that you dislike Sil. I know, it was 5 seconds. I posted your review so that Keith Barnfather and other Sil fans could comment. Why? What's wrong with a negative review? And I want to be clear. I thought it was shit, right? I thought it was weak shit. I'm sorry, right? I'm sorry it was weak shit, but I thought it was here. Can I get a trailer of it? Let me see if I can find a trailer. Sil and the Dev. There we go. Devil sees the Drandor. So we get a trailer. I mean, look, it just looks cheap, right? And the script wasn't good enough to overcome its insane cheapness. You know, I mean, that's just the bottom bloody line, darling. I don't want to tell you. Here, I'll show you the trailer, or bits of it anyway. You'll probably disingenuously copyright strike me. Video file.
You are accused of introducing a hybrid tocapheline drug commonly known as devil seed.
After the sentence has been...
It just... Anyway, they have Christopher Ryan in it as Kiv, who's been transferred into a human body, which says they can't afford to pay for, the prosthetics. It wasn't great. Sophie Aldred's in it as a Draconian, but just
Show me the way to solve this deadly dilemma!
Again, that's pretty. I mean, the Sil bit was great. Okay, the Sil was always fun. Anyway, I posted a comment. Why? Again, you're a lovely actor with skin as thin as a fucking rice pudding. That's why. You probably read my so-called hissy fit comment, but you know, in all honesty, my reaction to your dislike of Keith's excellent production, winning over 100 awards. Well, why didn't it get a sequel then? If it's so fucking great, why didn't it get a sequel? Oh, right. Because it didn't make enough money. Probably one of the best indicators that it wasn't good. Couldn't be further from the truth. What? That you what's not true? You weren't having a meltdown? Seems like you were. But now, with your comment intervention, you have revealed you are deranged and your hysterical attack on me. It wasn't an hysterical attack. I'm telling you why I think you're acting like a weirdo, right? Claiming I am a Jew hater, blah, blah, and revealing you are a Zionist! Right, to him, well, again. And Islamophobe. What did I say? I didn't like Muslim people. What? But okay. And that you hate Palestinians. Dude, I know more Palestinians than you. I'm friendly with more Palestinians than you. You dumb fuck. I live here. See, here's the thing. People like Nabil think Israel is an apartheid state where the poor Palestinians are evilly oppressed by the nasty Jews. The fact is, in Israel, in places that aren't like disputed territory, right? In Israel proper, like where the October 7th attack happened, Jews and Muslims and Palestinians tend to live and work together, right? Which is why they killed a bunch of fucking Palestinians as well, the Hamasniks, and they threatened to kill them if they wouldn't tell them where to go, wouldn't get information out of them. Honestly, who's killed more Gazans, Hamas or Jews? Right? Genti was indeed Jewish, but we're going to get to that in a minute. Okay, we're going to get to that in a minute. You hate probably women and children and babies, Sherry. You know nothing about me. Seems I've nailed you pretty much 100% so far. But wait, there's more. Now you have perhaps unwittingly revealed to me you're a Mossad troll. You think I work for Mossad? Well, wait. This is his point. He thinks this negative review and his lack of a sequel is some kind of Jew Zionist Mossad plot. That's pretty anti-Semitic, mate, right? But it comes out clearer soon. And they are not worth engaging with on the Palestinian issue. Something I know a lot more about you. If I had a problem with Jews, then how did I manage a career in the entertainment industry? Which this is actually a good question he's making, right? When I made so many Jewish friends. Well, I will say one thing. Something really, really weird has happened. Something surprising has happened since October the 7th. That the Jews who didn't value their Judaism, right? People, liberal Jews, people in the entertainment industry, that all ended, right? That all completely ended on October 7th, right? Most Jews now are vehemently pro-Israel. 1 second. I have to send that message. Fine, are vehemently pro-Israel at this point, right? Because they've seen the secular institutions just take a shit on them. Right, do you remember when I played that Mind by Alec, just like in amazement that her, what was it, Cornell, her college was just pro Hamas, right? So say, okay, I'm a Mossad troll, right? And they're not worth it. If I don't want to, there were so many Jewish friends, people like Jonathan Miller, Ron Jones, John Nathan Turner, the director and producer of. Yeah, I know. He didn't direct it. Oh, the director and producer. Yes, I understand. Dude, I'm a Doctor Who fan. Jonathan Kent, Nick Kent, Henry Gobbs. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 Jews. That's really impressive. You can't be anti-Semitic then. And so on and on. Names that will probably mean nothing to you on your limited, tiny world. Why would they mean nothing? Okay, whatever. Your ridiculous smear is laughable and making you seem like a Trumper-like toddler. Dude, I am a proud Trump supporter as I'm a proud Zionist. I really am. I'll much rather be a supporter of Trump who have bought world peace and the best fucking economy of our fucking life than you, busy sucking Jeremy Corbyn's cock. I just wanted to quickly interject at this point and show you this picture somebody sent me last night. It is Jeremy Corbyn, who I just mentioned. He is the former leader of the Labour Party, the English left-wing party, the mainstream left-wing party, who got that party destroyed. It was the worst they've ever done. Well, the worst they've done in over 100 years, or just under 100 years. Why? Because other than being having insane economic policies, also a virulent and unrepentant anti-Semite. Here he is. Like, if you disagree with me, you won't come on the channel, we can talk it out. Here he is promoting a sill and the devil sees of a drodo. I mean, really, mate, come on! This doesn't help you with not being anti-Semitic, right? It doesn't help your argument. You cannot make this stuff up. Just go up, Tzvi Lebetkin, and leave writing reviews to the proper literate adults. Oh, really? Well, I seem to have a bigger audience than you, mate. So, I hate to bring that one up. So I reply, right? Dabsil, like around 95% of Jews, I am indeed a very proud Zionist. So this transparent shuffle you do to express your unhid hatred of Zionists is still the most traditional of anti-Semitism. Yeah, literally. Go to any freaking synagogue. And I said this to people during the Corbyn years. Right, when they said, yo, you Jews don't overwhelmingly think Jeremy Corbyn's anti-Semitic just because of his open Jew hatred, right? No! So I said, I'll say the same thing now. You go to any synagogue of any Reform, Orthodox, whatever you want, any synagogue. You go to any kosher restaurant, any kosher establishment, anywhere that Jews go, right? And ask them, are you a proud Zionist? Do you support Israel? 95% is a low ball, especially after October 7th. Is a low ball. Have you not seen Michael Rappaport? He's been brilliant. Yeah, that's what the Ron Joneses and the John Nathan Turners are like. Let me tell you, if John Nathan Turner was still alive today, post October 7th, if he saw your disgusting Jew-hating slanders, he wouldn't be your friend. Again, things have changed, and you changed them. Your lack of knowledge and understanding of anti-Semitism is still the most tricky. Your lack of knowledge and understanding of anti-Semitism and what it is really only too common amongst anti-Semites. Yes, the Jeremy Corbyns of the world. To be clear, legitimate criticism of Israel is never anti-Semitism. Illegitimate criticism, like the bonkers conspiracy theories, conspiracy theory, Jew-hating nonsense on your timeline, always is. But look at all my friends that are Jews. People like you stammer in between your vile and completely ignorant Jew-hating slanders. Again, if you have any practical knowledge of anti-Semitism, which is why I explained it to you before I started, you would understand why this isn't a get-out-of-jail-free card. Okay, get a free card. But to address I'm just addressing stuff on his timeline. Some of your Jew-hating slanders directly. One, why do you think we want Gaza? Like they think that we knew about the October 7th attack, or Netanyahu knew, and use it as an excuse to destroy Gaza. For what? Why? Because we don't like Muslims? Excuse me, 20% of the country's Muslims with the same fucking rights as anybody else. We have Muslims in the army. We have a whole core of Druze, right? Druze are Muslim nomads that live in Israel. They are proud Zionists too. We have no problem with. So do we hate them because they're Palestinians? No, we're fine with them. Do we? Why we left there 20 years ago, ripping up fucking greenhouses because you couldn't fucking live with them. Or the Palestinians, right? Why do you think we want Gaza? We left it 20 years ago, ethnically cleansing any Jews from the area because of the Palestinian refusal to live in peace with Jews. And that refusal to live in peace with others is the only reason for the undeniable suffering of the Palestinian people. It really is. If they just said, we can live and let live with each other, everything would be groovy. Two, how is Israel perpetrating a genocide? When the British Army engages an enemy in an urban area and they kill between 4 and 8 civilians for every enemy combatant, that is 100% correct, right? And I have to tell you, why do vegans, vegetarians want you to see an abattoir? Because it's very off-putting. Nobody likes seeing an abattoir, right? And it will make you want to stop eating meat. Like my dog has got this rash or this fungal infection or something, and I always, we always used to feed the dog occasionally when I'm having a cheese sandwich. I give him a bit of cheese. Yeah, I don't mind. Haven't been allowed to do that, and so the the result of that is I don't eat cheese so much anymore because the dog just comes and looks at me like this. Oh, can I have some cheese? I don't like that, so I eat less cheese now. At least I have to wait till the dog's not there. Get me some cheese anyway. Israel has achieved a ratio of 3 civilians, which are all tragedies, and they are. Sadly brought on by the aforementioned refusal to live in peace with murderous hatred of Jews. For every enemy combatant. And that's even using the obviously inflated Hamas numbers. Look, I could go on, but your head's probably exploded by now as you're screaming, I'm a Mossad plant! He really is. It's surely the last review of the terminally deranged. I'll leave you with this simple idea. The reason you didn't get a sequel to your direct-to-video classic was because it didn't make enough money. And the reason it didn't make enough money is simply because most people, like me, thought it wasn't very good. It's not complicated at all. Try loosening your anti-Semitic tinfoil hat and you'll be able to work it out. So anyway, then it kicks off a lot more. Right, he replies, 95% Zionist fantasy! Like, again, you're saying Zionist like it's an insult. Dude, Israel is the only place in the entire region, you can not be straight, right? The only place there's a pride parade is in Israel. I won't be reading any more of your Moffat troll garbage. Goodbye. So I replied to that, and I'm glad I screen grabbed all this because I wasn't able to screen grab this last thing. I replied to that. Sure, absolutely. The reason you didn't get a sequel to your direct-to-video piece of shit was not because it's low quality, but because the evil Jewish plot to push you down. And of course, that's totally not anti-Semitic. No, that's just crazy talk to say that. Again, I wish I screen grabbed it, but I didn't have time. You know why I didn't have time? Because then he blocked me, which is his right to do, and deleted all my comments, right? Deleted all my comments, and then posted this. The resulting Zionist Mossad agent, Tzvi Lebetkin, is now blocked. And people are like, oh, you got him good. No, you didn't. Just so I'll quickly show you the other stuff on his time. Oh, yeah. And then he went on. The next day, somebody sent me this, right? The next day, he posted this. The rabid rabbi, Mossad troll. Firstly, I wouldn't take the pay cut to work for Mossad. Shabbat, maybe. Mossad, no. Must hate Jewish voice for peace for disproving that 95% of Jews are Zionists. Also, it doesn't disprove it. There are about 12 million Jews in the world. That means 5% of Jews are 500,000. That you probably have far less than that in their ranks, right? Far less than that in their ranks. And they're probably mostly not Jewish. Like during the Jeremy Corbyn thing, we would have people say, as a Jew myself, I don't think Jeremy Corbyn's anti-Semitic. And then we would investigate. Us Jews would investigate them and find they weren't Jewish at all, right? So again, why did he have to delete my every comment? Why did he have to block me? Because he's a pussy. He's a pussy that couldn't substantiate what he was saying. Just let me show you some of the shit he put in his timeline. Then we're going to move forward, right? And this was after he saw my review, right, which made him crazy. October 7th so neatly rhymes with September 11th, which made me suspicious. I suspected already a September 11th atrocious event as a joint CIA Mossad red flag operation to provide an excuse to make war in Afghanistan, Iraq, Libya, Syria, and any Muslim country America and Israel is hostile to. Yeah, also, I know the first responders personally. I want to be clear with you. I know the first responders personally. I have a neighbor's kid who had to go to psychiatric care because he was one of the first people in, right? And the shit he saw, the shit he witnessed. Like, literally, they took a baby and they killed it by baking it in a fucking oven. The oven of the parents, as it happens. They killed children in front of their parents. They killed parents in front of their fucking children. They rape people to death and then they engage in necrophilia. Your friends who you want to support, who you want to fucking protect. No, I'm lying, mate. I'm lying about everything. Nabil Shaban, in my opinion, you are the most traditional and typical of anti-Semites. You absolutely are. You genuinely revolt me, right? Genuinely you do. You're a coward, an imbecile, a conspiracy theorist. By the way, I remember now, I forgot. I often say, look, you feel free to come on my channel and have your own say. Have a right reply. I think that is the only honorable and decent thing to do, which is why, obviously, he ran from doing that for me. But you know, it's not all bad. It's not all bad. What can I tell you? Can Nabil fit in an oven? Depends on the oven. Those new air fryers look pretty big. But anyway, so that was quite good because it combined two of my favorite things I like to rant about: Doctor Who and Israel. Ranting is my style, but not everyone's, right? Not everyone has a style to rant. We have great YouTubers who are non-ranters who can give us vital and important additions to and information and a worldview to what's going on. I haven't found any of those. We have to make do with royalty. It is called Birmingham's King of Geeks. Stan Hadley, how are you doing, sir? Thank you for joining us.
You bastard. I see you've been making friends.
I don't know what to say about this, but this
No,
point
I mean, I do know that, you know, I know a couple of guys who worked on that Sill thing, you know, which I quite liked.
I wish them the best of luck. If he wasn't a dick,
they would be cool with, you know, your review was hardly this massive takedown. I think Nabil's had a bad week. I think.
No,
anyway.
You know what it was? He didn't get that sequel. That's why he was pissed off. He didn't get that sequel. And then he saw a Jew criticizing him. Just like, essentially, right? That's exactly what went down. By the way, you weren't here earlier. Let me. I'm very happy with I just started working my thumbnail for Saturday night. I had a brilliant idea. Firstly,
you work 48 hours in advance.
What?
Do you have to do like 48, 72 hours in advance to get some of those? Here's
the thing. I need to do it by Friday. So I hear Henry Cavill's going to be playing Wolverine. In Deadpool 3, it's going to be a cameo, whatever, right? But but I thought, wait a minute, better than Henry Cavill playing. Well, by the way, and the AI, I zoomed it out a bit, and this one's much better with the X-Men belt. I really like it.
I like that.
And I thought, you know, who's much better than Henry Cavill as Wolverine? Who else could it be?
Well,
Sydney Sweeney as Emma Frost.
I thought you were going to suggest Nabil Shaban from. She is. I think I said to you before. I don't even like blondes. I like dark-haired girls.
But she's like
crazy. She's drop dead and gorgeous.
Yeah, she moves in slow motion. Anyway, so I haven't got the headlines there, but yeah, man, Sydney Sweeney we'll be seeing a lot more of her on the thumbnails. Right?
My God, I hope so.
ScarJo, you know, what can I say? It was fun, but it's over, darling.
Yeah, well, everybody has their time in the sun.
Look, Nicola, you're always going to be in my spank bank, darling. Right? Don't you worry. Nothing's going to take you away.
Yeah, she's got sort of pride of place, hasn't she, in the toilet?
Oh, yeah, she does. I'm just trying to find this article I wanted to go over. There's a few things I want to get your thoughts on. By the way, you're on tonight. Oh, man, it's late. I've been going long.
We're on. Yes, you can tell. I've got my hat on because I haven't even abluted myself yet. I haven't begun to.
What you do in the privacy of your own home is up to you, mate.
Where am I? Yes, I've got this. We're live. We're live at 8. My God, we're live at 8 with a load of old Who stuff. The lumbering beast of Doctor Who is gradually staggering to life. I think, mate. That's what's going on.
You got the shooty. What the fuck is he wearing? For fuck's sake! Well, let me see if I can find the thumbnail.
Yes. Unfortunately, I mean, you can imagine that my good friend Simon Horton.
I can't imagine he's on board.
Yes, it's he was somewhat speechless at the sight.
Like he's always dressing like a twat. I mean, for God's sake, just stop dressing like a twat for 10 minutes.
It does make you wonder if he's doing it, if he does it for a bet.
No. Here it is. Let me show you the thumbnail I did. Talking about the very same thing, right? Doink. Yeah, 1 second. Share screen. And the award for the biggest tit who can't dress normally for more than 5 minutes goes to me. Like, for fuck's sake, really?
There's a lot of there's loads of pictures of it, and there's a few videos of him sort of goofing around and things on the red carpet, and
just like dressed like a normal person for once. You're always, I mean, like it's her. Anyway, I see you're gonna be talking to the about the Stephen Moffat returning for the Christmas special. Let me pull up the article and I'll share screen. Doink. Again, if there's any spoilers, you feel free to move on. By the way, we didn't talk about Dalek Master Plan.
Yes. Yes, I've seen it now. I can.
Yeah. You guys were way more. And okay, firstly, I want to be clear. I think I'm really, really happy, and I think it's a fantastic thing that Ian Levine has put money into it, pushing it forward. Right? I really think
it's incredible, isn't it? It's a great effort.
It's a great effort. For me, I found it not enjoyable to watch at all. Right? And because they just didn't have enough source material. You only got a few things, and so I found the jump cuts very jarring. Like in the middle of the scene, I found it hard to follow. I thought they did a sterling job, but I think to make this work right now, they need a much bigger budget. And I think taking it from stills only isn't going to ever do a good enough job, right? I think here, one second, do I can find it? No, I don't know. I'm going to look for it now.
I think results are going to vary depending on individuals. I think generally speaking, most people have come away from it with a really positive take, and as you said, very enthusiastic towards Ian Levine in particular for just pulling this off. It obviously is going to work better for some than others because human beings are different, aren't they? Yeah. I was completely captured by it. I was.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, Kazan Krasko says that was Sydney Sweeney. Who wants to know who was playing Emma Frost? Yeah, and I just wish it was. I just wish I found it a smoother. I found it watchable. Oh, Blossom Pastor's there. How you doing, mate? Thanks for joining us. I wish I found it more watchable than I did. Again, I think the only way to go is to film it live and face swap. I really think that's the only way you're ever going to get real success with the technology as it is now. Look, AI is going so incredibly fast. Right, there's no way you could really tell if a photo is real or not at this point.
Well, I remember the things that you and I spoke. You've always said this to me, and things that we spoke about probably in about September, October, as maybe being possible in a couple of years' time. They're all happening sort of now. It is incredible, and I don't see many people. You've just reminded me. You don't hear so many people talking about or experimenting with deep fake anymore. It's tended to go all towards
because face swapping is the technology now. Face swapping is so seamless. It's unbelievable. I think that's the only way. Anyway, this news dropped yesterday, and here let me read this, and we'll get your thoughts. Doctor Who Stephen Moffat returns to write the 2024 Christmas special, or does he? The BBC isn't commenting on the timey-wimey reports, so I really don't know what to take this. Here, let me read this because it actually has all the points. This is actually a well-written article, believe it or not.
From the Radio Times.
I know. They probably fired him. For more than 6 years after the final episode of Doctor Who, it appears the former showrunner is returning to episodes of Doctor Who. While the news is not yet confirmed, it was picked up on Tuesday, the 12th of March, that producer Alison Sterling's CV has been updated to note she's worked on the 2024 Christmas special. Underneath this, it was noted that the director of it was Alex Play, and stated the writer was Stephen Moffat. Well, she's getting fired. That's it. If that's the case, she's in trouble. The notes regarding the writer and director of the episode have since been removed. Oh, so he's doing that's true. However, we have one factor that throws us down is the idea Moffat has written the special is that Rusty Davies had previously said himself. He was writing it back in 2022. I remember that, right? He said, for the first time ever, I'm writing a Christmas special at Christmas. This is for next year. No, this is the 2020 Christmas is long since signed off on. This is the one from 2024. What do you think?
I do have an update on this later on the show, but one
second. Let me just
I think that Stephen has protested about this several times to the point where it's sort of becoming almost comical. And I think there's a lot of, I'll say, appetite for him to come back to the show. But I think when we see a series that you and I have spoken about, which seems to be, if not actually failing, certainly flailing, then the idea of all these unknown quantities, because they still haven't confirmed who the bulk of the writing staff are. I think we've got two names. there's still a lot of names to fill in the blanks. And so the less we know, particularly a couple of months away from transmission, the more scared one can't help but being. You think, what are they hiding? Because all this stuff was filmed so long ago now, telling us who's written the things, it's not going to change anything. So,
production. The length of filming to getting on screen, that's hurting this production more than anything else.
There's a lot of enthusiasm for this, and I think people are latching onto it as a good thing, the possibility, just simple possibility that Stephen Moffat could do it. And yet, when he was last writing on the show in 2016, 2015, 2016, people were sick of the sight of the guy. And
that's fandom for you. Right?
Yeah.
Well, like I think in hindsight now, people much more appreciate, but with him and also Capaldi, people much more appreciate his knowledge and understanding of Doctor Who. But the question is this, though. We felt the same way about Rusty Davies coming back. Is he going to suck too? I don't know. I get the feeling not, because he seems to be less ideologically captured than Rusty Davies, or maybe he is. I don't. Is this good? Is it better that we never see Doctor Who from him again? Is it worth taking the gamble that it's going to be shit? I don't know.
I can't help but think of, this is about Stephen Moffat generally, really, in the way that he says that he has underlined every possible opportunity, despite the fact he is pretty left-wing. You know where his general politics lie, that his view of Doctor Who and how it should be pitched is actually more where we sit with it. And he's also spoken about his frustrations when he was showrunner on it in the last couple of years, when the Equality and Diversity Charter was being pushed through, and they were bearing down on him. He found it confining, frustrating, and I think he was insulted by it as well.
Yeah, I think so. I think Capaldi certainly was.
Capaldi was. I mean, at least Moffat felt very much that his time was over and wanted to leave. And they persuaded him to stay, didn't they? So Stephen wanted to go, whereas Capaldi wanted to stay, and yet, yes, it's sort of time can be a healer, but as regards why the fandom is so excited, I think, is because this would be somebody that is still seen as being generally pretty reliable, and.
Again, we've danced this dance before. It's like I just don't. I think with the DEI policies of Disney and BBC, it might not be possible to make anything watchable. It really might. Although again, I like the Shooty episode. But I don't think they can maintain it for a whole 8 episodes. I really want to be proved wrong. Right? I would love to be proved wrong. So
speaking personally, Russell T Davies stuff was always more to my tastes than Stephen Moffat's. So if he were to come, generally speaking, it wouldn't really bother me one way or the other. But I think this is why people are sort of captivated by it. Whereas I think if it was Chris Chibnall, people would be,
but we'll go, well, what difference does it make at this point? I mean, look, Chris Chibnall writing under Rusty Davies is stronger. He's writing under anybody who can write. It makes him stronger.
We're coming up, believe it or not, mate, we're coming up to nearly the 2nd anniversary of when Ncuti Gatwa was cast in this role. And we've seen him play it in 2 years. We've seen him play it in I suppose you could count the last 20 minutes of the giggle, so an hour and a quarter.
Oh, so that's a good segue. But before we get into the segue, I hear something's dropping tomorrow on BBC. Who related dropping tomorrow on iPlayer? Have you heard anything about that?
I haven't. Okay. I've got nothing in the way of. I know that there's a thing out there, but I don't know what it pertains to. I don't know anything about it. If you know what I mean.
All right. The trouble is, though, I'm just not excited anymore, right? I'm not excited by it's like I have to wait and see.
I think the problem is that when characters like Russell T Davies now appear and do their thing, sort of roll up, you think now it's kind of the boy who cried wolf. This is the man who expected us. Right? This is the man who expected us to be excited by Jinx Monsoon, and then told us that there was a big star that we hadn't spotted who was going to be in in the anniversary specials, and it just turned out to be a bloke from Coronation Street that he liked.
Who was it? I forgot about that.
It was the guy in the overcoat we saw in the trailers walking into the Emporium at the beginning of The Giggle.
Yeah, that's not a big star, mate. Okay,
Yeah.
that's not a big star. That's you're getting who you can get. So interesting thing, this story going on right now. Succession, Happy Valley, and Doctor Who among BAFTA Memorable TV Moments Award. So this is Doctor Who has been nominated for the bi-generation scene, right? I think it's the bi-generation scene. Where is it? Community channel. Where is it? Succession, shooting up. Well, fine. Yeah, it was the famous bi-generation scene. Now, this brings up an interesting point because fandom generally doesn't like the bi-generation thing. I think it was people went, "Oh, that was kind of crap," right? Or the best people were like, "What?" But mostly, I don't think people. It didn't really land well with anyone. I think it did not as bad as they reinvented Davros, but it didn't really land well. So. So maybe the norm is a difference, but then I remember telling my daughter, she was asking me, I said, "Oh, the new Doctor Who's on," and I said, "No," they didn't do a regeneration, they did a bi-generation. It was like, "What's that?" So we used to watch it when she was younger together. I explained to her, she said, "That sounds awful. I'm no interest in watching that whatsoever. It sounds stupid." Right? So I don't know. Do you think he's going to get? Do you think they'll get? He'll win with that or not?
I think it depends on the. I think it depends on the other entries. I think it'll depend on how active Doctor Who fandom wants to be on that particular over the next couple of months until the voting ends.
I've just found the winner. Right, this is what's going to win. Last of Us for its emotional episode dedicated to
the gay episode of The Last of Us.
And I have to tell you, I thought that was excellent. I love that. It's one of the best hours of TV from last year, right?
It was superb.
What?
It was superb.
It really was. It was really.
But having said that, it completely killed that show afterwards.
Yeah, I think it was DEA to start with. And they did another similar gay episode with the girl, and it was shit. But that, again, I think it's all down to Nick Offerman's performance. That, I think, these are we don't vote on this. The BAFTAs vote on this. That ticks every box. Better than Black Doctor Who, gay Ron Swanson. Gay Ron Swanson is above Black Doctor Who.
They expect us to believe, and this is generally speaking, they expect us to believe that these sort of TV moments and events are arrived at, and it's the great British public that choose them, that sort of circle them, that mark them out for special praise. And I've never been convinced that that's the truth. No matter how many times that they say this is the award that's chosen by you, I've always a little. Yeah, but I think to myself, okay, prove it. Because they could just say that.
They never will. They never, ever will.
Because they never say, the scene where, but at the end of the day, every bloke I know, if you ask them what the best TV moment of all time is, it'd be, it'd probably be when Alexandra Daddario took her tits out on True Detective. You never see that in these lists, do you?
I don't remember that.
But that's, you see what I'm saying?
What was that?
It may be season 1, so that may be a vulgar example.
Yeah, that was all very good. Yes, I now you see.
You see
I'm
what I mean?
older. It took me a minute to click in, but that's very good.
But those kind of broader moments, they never, and it doesn't matter how populist the award ceremony is now. I mean, whereas like 20, 30 years ago, if they were to do this kind of thing, people would have voted for stuff like, David Jason as Del Boy falling through the bar. They would be broad moments of either comedy or drama, or moments like that, that had a bunch of blokes going, or women.
That was just perfectly timed comedy gold. It like David Jason at the top of his game, right? It absolutely, I think that's one of the greatest moments of TV. My name's Tzvi Lebetkin, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring that little bell. Ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop.